You do want to make sure that you put even pressure on both of these tabs, because it's easy to break this plastic. If I'd really thought about it when I was doing this originally, I would have used a brass valve in here instead. Alright, I have all the pipe dope off this nipple right here. I have most of the underlying pipe dope. This was actually originally applied in 2 layers, but I have pretty much everything cleaned up. It's not all going to get out of there, but I think it's good enough. It'll probably work. And that's really kind of one of the messages here, is that there are ways to assure yourself that this is going to work when you're dealing with a new product. But, as I mentioned very beginning, this pipe nipple has rust. And rust is not good. It gets in the way of the thread sealing. It can cause deformations. Just not a good time. All I'm trying to do is get a little bit of tape, really just 1 layer, all around the pipe. And I'm going to put some pipe thread sealant. This is a Rector seal. And the thing about this is it doesn't harden up really fast. It takes a long time to harden. And it doesn't really completely harden. But it is messy. It's a yellow goop. And I need to just put it on the same way I just did that tape. I want to make sure I get all of the threads all the way around. And that looks like I have it. I hope I have it. Now it's time to put the rest of this union fitting in this system. And the trick is, this is plastic going onto metal. These transitions are a little tricky. I'd rather not have them, but I don't have much of a choice because I have a cast iron pump. So I have to have some kind of a plastic to metal fitting, unless I did the whole system in iron, which just wasn't going to work. Make sure there's no pipe dope on these threads. Now what I'm doing is just tightening this up to be hand tight, and then it'll probably turn another 1/4 turn. That's hand tight right there. Now tighten it about a 1/4 turn. That may seal it up enough. Now the issue you have is you don't want to tighten it down too far, because then it'll cause the threaded part here to spread out. So I'm going to just put this back together and see what I have happen. Just feeling to make sure the gasket's still there, the O-ring is still there. It is. Now screw the union down. That should hold the union so it's not leaking either. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open up the source valve that's coming from the tanks up the hill so that we can feed water into the pump again. Now to remind you, I'm using a pipe wrench. I've opened the jaws up far enough so that the two jaws will go around the turn handle on the PVC pipe fitting. That's actually the valve. Now I've opened that up. Now, my pump system has a priming valve right here. What that does is that opens up this pipe here so that water can flow into the pump. And I can hear it bubbling. I think that's far enough. Now I'm going to turn on the electricity to the pump. And because the pressure switch kicked off, the pressure dropped down, I need to reset the pressure switch. And I just do that by moving this lever up. I have a little leak. I think it's right here, so I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more using the pump pliers. Yeah, I can watch the valve right here. And if the pressure starts going down, which it's doing right now, I know that there's a leak in here. It's either here or here. And I can see some water coming out right here. Now that seems to have dried that up. Let's watch the valve, the pressure gauge. It's holding okay. Pump just turned on because it's only trying to pressurize this small piece of pipe right here. Is not going to run for very long. Well, I'm going to be messing around with this for a little while, just incrementally tightening this up so that it doesn't leak, because it is leaking a little bit. It doesn't take much of a leak with this short pipe to cause the pressure to drop. And that's one easy way for me to determine whether or not I really have a leak. And I do. It just kicked up to 60 psi when it shut off. And now it's dropping down. I have a no water sensor on this pressure switch. Pressure switch is right here. Why didn't it turn off and keep the damage from happening to the plumbing? Well, that happens. These switches are really intended to only work very, very occasionally. They're intended for use in a well system. And that's not what we have here. We have cisterns, tanks up the hill. So When one of those tanks runs out of water, it's going to cause that pressure switch to turn off. Well, it should. But that happens a couple times a year, maybe more. Sometimes it doesn't go off. Now, I've had these kinds of pressure switches in the system now for pretty close to 20 years. I've had to replace 3 of them. I might have to replace this one too. I hope not. But we'll find out. Well, I'll be messing around with making sure the leaks are all out of the system here. It's going to take a little while. Not much to watch. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications because we have a lot more stuff going on. I'll talk with you later. Take care. Bye.